The FX-115EX Plus or Plus 2 or FX-119EX are the latest advanced scientific calculator that feature natural textbook display and is an excellent choice for high school and college student learning algebra, trigonometry, statistics, calculus, engineering, or physics. This calculator is one of the models that acceptable for use in the fundamental and principal engineering exam. Now, let's look at the tips and tricks to get you started. Make sure to check out all the sections, especially the last one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Adjust the display contrast. Perform the following key operation. Press Shift and then Mode Setup. It will bring you to this pad. Press Go Down and you'll see number 8, which is a contrast. Press number 8 and here you see that you're able to make it even lighter or darker just by pressing the left or the right key. Let's see, we want to be lighter, just press. As you can see, it can become more light, or to the right to get more darker. When you're done, just put SC and the setup is complete. Configure the calculator to display expression result in fraction format. First, press Shift, Mode and Setup, and use the display. Choose number 1, Math IO, and here you have an option of Math O and number 2, Line O. So just click number 1. Let's do an example here. 1 divided by 5, you got a fraction 1/5, or 1 divided by 6 is 1/6. Configure the calculator to display the result format in a decimal. First, you're going to go to Shift, but press the Mode and Setup and go to number 1. Here you have an option 1 and 2, so you select 2 in this case. And let's do an example. 1 divided by 5, you got 0.2. Now in the decimal format. 1 divided by 9 is in the 0.11, the decimal format. So remember, Shift, Mode, 1 and 2 will give you in decimal format. To switch between the fraction and the decimal format in the display. For example, you have a 0.111, press this S to D, it'll give you the fraction display. And you can press it one more time and the S to D button, it'll give you the decimal format. Or you can go to the Shift, Mode, Setup. Number 1, if you want to display in fraction, just press 1 and the result will be displayed in fraction format. The specified number of digits to display on the calculation result after the decimal. Using the fix to control number of decimal places you can display. To do this option, you go to Shift, Mode, and you see number 6 right here. Click 6. So here the fix is a 0 to 9. And if you enter 0, you display 1 after the decimal. If you 3, you display a 3 decimal, and 7, you display a decimal after the number. Let's do an example right here. If you have a 1.2345678 and we wanted to display just one result, just go to it here and go to number 6 fix and 6 0. Right now, if you have the answer, it give you 1. There will be no decimal at the end. For example, if you wanted to display 3 decimal, just go to Shift, Mode, and 6, and click 3. Here you have a 1.2345678 and when you click Enter, it will just display the 3 decimal after that. Or if you want to try fix 7, which is display a 7 decimal, go to Shift, Mode, 6 fix and click 7. Again, you have 1.2345678 and then you click Enter. It will come out just 7 decimal at the back. Use Sci to control number of scientific significant digit display for the calculation result. Here, you can go to Shift Mode 7, and as you can see here, it gives you option to choose from 0 to 9. So if you select 0, you display everything from the digit, which is 10. If you select 3, you will display a 3 digit for the scientific constant. Let's give it try an example. If you have a 0, if you type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you will get a 10 digit, which is 10 power of 8. Or if you wanted to just select a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, here you have a 5 digit, and then with a scientific constant. You can do the same different number for 8. Same thing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and will give you the 8 digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with a scientific constant. You can scroll up and down to see the previous calculation. For example, if you do a calculation right here, 1 divided by 5 plus 3 minus 9, and this will be your formula that's shown on the top right here. And you can just click the scroll up button. You will see that the formula is displayed right here, and you can move your cursor into left or right to make the correction, and you will recalculate. This is a benefit about the history. You will track it, and you can go back to make the changes or edit. In order to store the answer to the calculator memory, follow this step. First, you enter the value, then you press the shift, and you will see the STO, which is a stand for store right here. Click that, and you go to press M+. Now it is stored in the calculator memory. To recall the result from the memory, you do the following. As you see the RCL right here, which should be stand for recall, click that, and then you click the M+, and now this is the number that we stored previously, and you can use it for the calculation. To reset the memory back to 0, you can do the following. First, click the 0, and then shift, and you see STO, stored it, and then to your memory, it will show that the M+, the memory is gone from the display, and now the memory is clear. Or you can do another option. You can go to a shift, see the clear, CLR on the top, press, and here you have option to clear the setup, clear the memory, or clear everything. So for this study, in this case, we just want to clear the memory. Just click 2 and equal, yes. Now complete, as see, the memory is clear from the display. Let's give it a try. We store the number, go to shift, store. Now you can see that on the top, it's the store with a number right there. To clear it, we simply can do option 2, which is go to a shift using a clear button on the top here, press it, and just clear the memory, and then equal, yes, AC, and now the memory is clear from the calculator. Now, let's learn how to store a number to an alphabet A, B, or C, and then recall for calculation. Before we do that, let's make sure that we clear all the memory in the calculator. Go to Shift, clear the memory, equal, and now it's clear from anything stored, either from the alphabet or from the memory. So let's say we want to store number 100 in the alphabet A. Doing this step, 100, click Shift, STO, store, and then we can click alphabet A, which is right here, and you can see that 100 is now stored in the alphabet A. And in order to recall that 100 for the calculation, you can do this step. Go to alpha, and then the one that we store is on the A, so click A and click enter. And now, as you can see, it came out with 100. Let's do a couple more examples. So right now we know that A is 100, and we want to store to the B, C. repeat the same step. Go to Shift, store. Oh, put a number first, 200. Shift, store to B. So right now it's 200, store in B, and we're going to put a 300 in C. So Shift, store to C. Now 200 is stored in the C. So to recall B and C, to double check, go to alpha B, you got a 200, and alpha C, you got 300, or alpha D, you have a 0 because we haven't stored anything in the D. So how do you use to record that alphabet for the calculation? By doing this step. For example, if you wanted to multiply 5 times A minus 2, let's do this, give it a try. So we do 5 multiply alpha A, which is 100, minus 2, that will give you 498. Now you have learned all the tips and tricks, to get you started using the calculator. And sometimes you can have all kind of memory setting or new type of setup, have been put on the calculator. And the question is, how can you clean it up so that it will not be confusing? In order to do that, you can initialize the calculator to its original setting or the default mode. So this will return the calculator back, to the original factory setting. In order to do that, we can do a couple of steps. First, the more simple one is just go to a Shift, a 9, and here you can option to clear the setup. Number 1, number 2, you can clear the memory, and number 3, you can clear almost everything. So anything that you make adjusting on the fixed, the sign or red, different degree of calculation result display, it can be cleared by just of this simple step. Let's do a quick example here. For example, if you choose a fix in this case, and let's say A, and you can see that the fix in the top. We can choose another thing, psi, maybe phi, and you can see the phi is on top. Or we can do some mathematical equation, for example, fraction. And this is a fraction. So to clean everything, you just pretty much just do Shift, clear, and I prefer clear number 3, which is to clear all the setup and the memory that you have previously. Click 3, equal, and click this, and that pretty much clean everything in the calculator. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. Hope this tip and trick get you started on this calculator. Have fun.